You're listening to the Epically Geeky Show, a place for all things geeky.
Welcome back to the Epically Geeky Show, episode number 31. I'm your host for the evening, Eugene Stevens. Tonight's opening question is, do you prefer books or ebooks, Cyrus Martin?
Oh, that's a good one. I prefer books.
Why so?
I don't like the idea of reading the book off a screen. I like to turn the pages and mark the pages, and I just like the idea of reading a book that way. Like, I've read several books, ebook style, and it's fine. But if you can, like, work on a book, I don't like to burn through books either. Like, I like to read a book kind of slowly. Like, I'll read a book and it'll take me, like, you know, once I start on it, it might take me, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks to finish it, you know, because I'll read a little bit here and a little bit there. I like to come back to it, you know. So, I don't know. It's just, I'm not like one of those people that, like, consumes books, you know. I like for a book to, I like to think about it for a while. You know, I like to give it time in my brain. So, that's me.
Fair enough. Lainey, where do you come down on this? Lainey?
Oh, sorry. I cut out for a second.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, so I think, I mean, honestly, it kind of depends on the book, but I kind of prefer the real book as well. I kind of have to side with Cy on this one.
Okay.
So, I own a Kindle, and I really enjoy my Kindle, and I think maybe if I still had, like, the time to read as much as I used to, I would say an ebook, because it's really convenient. But there's just something about, like, sitting down and opening up my book and, like, reading, and depending on what it is, like, I like to make little notes in the margins and stuff. Like, I have a copy of To Kill a Mockingbird, which I've read 1,000 times, and it's got little, like, things in the margins and, like, certain highlighted passages and just stuff that each time I read it, like, sticks out to me. So there's something really comforting about, like, actually having the physical pages and stuff to turn. So I'd have to say the same thing. I think I prefer the real thing.
Okay. Ray, where do you come down on this?
Let's make it 3 for 3. I prefer the real book. It's better to see how you're progressing rather than trying to look at how many pages are left on the ebook. You can actually physically see it. You know how far you have to the next chapter. You know how far you've come. You know where the end of the book is coming. It's just, I don't know. That's something about holding that book in your hand is a lot better.
To me, it depends. I'm going to say pretty much universally neither. I actually prefer audiobooks. That's the only way I really get to read.
You don't get to do that.
No, I sure do.
You asshole.
That being said, when it comes to, like, books that for enjoyment or whatever, I prefer audiobooks. If it's a book or something that I'm, like, reading to, like, complete a project or something, let's say well, like, for example, I'm wanting to buy these books written by this guy who does a lot of cosplay armor stuff, and of course it's cheaper to just buy the ebook version, but he also has a printed version, and I'm really considering getting the printed version because even though it's handy to be able to pull it up, like, on an iPad or something and kind of swipe through it, I'm like y'all, there's something about having it printed out and just the texture, being, you know, having the option to make notes and stuff. And I know a lot of those e-reading programs allow you to do that. It's just, there's just something about physically owning the book and be able to flip through it and find what you need. Now, that's also kind of the other thing to it is, like, if it was digital, you know, I could just type up a quick search and find exactly what I need. So, but generally speaking, yeah, I kind of prefer the actual book itself. So, which I really would not have expected us to come up with this answer, like maybe one or two of us, but I really didn't think it was going to be pretty much across the board that we preferred the physical book. So.
No, you answered audiobook. Like, I'm gonna start doing that. Like, from now on, when there's two options, I'm picking a third one that you.
Yeah, I hope you're happy now, Eugene.
Oh, damn it.
It's like, what do you prefer, paper or plastic? And I'll be like, neither.
I prefer to bring my own bags from home.
I bring a potato sack.
Cardboard box.
I do actually bring my own bags from home.
Of course you do. All right. Tonight's episode, we're over half a year through doing the show, so I figured we can go ahead and start going back and retreading over some of the things that we've already done. And one of the first things I wanted to try was way back, one of our first episodes we did an episode called Mashup. On that episode, we had 3 different dice, and we assigned a different item to each one of the dice. We rolled the dice, and whatever the outcome is, the person had to come up with the movie or book or TV show that was assigned. And the first time we did this, the first die was classic movie monsters. The second die was, I believe, the genre, and then the third die was what it was going to be: movie, TV, books, so on and so forth. This time around, this actually took a little thought. Like, we had to kind of go back and forth as a group to figure out exactly what we're going to do on this episode. So, and actually, I don't even know what one of the die is. In fact, you're about to find out right now, along with me, as to what the second die is. But this time, we're doing Mashup 2, The Revenge. On this episode, we're going to, once again, be rolling 3 dice. And we're going to take on the classic buddy cop scenario. Pardon me. So the first die that we're going to roll is going to be one of the 2 members of the buddy cop situation. And die number 1 is going to be fast food mascots. So you're going to have Ronald, Jack, Wendy, the King, Colonel Sanders, and Caesar from Little Caesars. The second die, which will be announced in just a moment, will be their partner in said movie. And then the third die is going to be what they're going to be battling, whether it be drugs, weapons, human trafficking, a presidential assassination, a serial killer, or crooked cops. What we're going to do is we're going to roll the 3 dice. Whoever's turn it is going to get 60 seconds to kind of come up with the basic idea for the movie, and then come back and start pitching it to us. And then we're going to, as a group, go ahead and fill it in, see what we come up with. So, I'm going to take Lewis's suggestion from the last time we do this, and as we go through and select one of these, I'm going to mark them out. So if that number is rolled again, we're going to just go ahead and roll it to the next. We're going to add one to it and go with whatever is next on the list, so that we don't have any repeats this time. I put it out there to the group, and Ray and Chris actually came up with our second die. And Ray, would you mind telling us what is the second die we will be rolling tonight?
So there was lots of options, and one fun one that I thought would go along with this one really well is daytime TV show hosts.
Nice. Okay, and what are the selections, sir?
So your lists includes Rosie O'Donnell, Oprah, Ricky Lake, Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, and Ellen DeGeneres.
Okay, Rosie, Oprah.
So happy.
Who else? Rosie, Oprah.
Ellen.
Ellen DeGeneres,
Ellen.
Ricky Lake.
Okay.
Jerry Springer, Maury Povich.
Maury. Okay.
Yeah.
And got him. Oh man, this is gonna be good.
Maury.
All right. So would anyone like to volunteer to go first?
Normally I would, but I won't do it.
All right, I'm gonna go first this time.
I need to hear it.
Okay, so like I said, I'm going to give myself 60 seconds after I roll the dice here to kind of start brainstorming this idea. And while I'm doing that, if y'all would, just kind of fill in the air with whatever it is you want to talk about. I'm going to leave it open to y'all. So the first die that I'm rolling is a number 6, which means I am using Little Caesar, and he is going to be paired with
I don't know.
Oprah Winfrey. Oh my God. And they are going to be fighting
love bread.
A serial killer. And 60 seconds and go.
Right on. Good luck with that one.
See that Oprah Winfrey commercial where she?
Is there like a chart or something where I can see what? I don't understand how this works. Like,
his name is Eugene. That's how you just say which is it?
That's okay. We'll figure it out later. All we know is he's got Oprah.
Oprah.
Hey, if there's one person you want It's Oprah Winfrey, because
No, but
then
if
you
you
get a
want-
car, and you get a car.
Oh yeah, we all know how much Eugene loves Oprah Winfrey.
But for entertainment value, you want Rosie O'Donnell, who's going to make the movie, that much more.
Nice Rosie or mean Rosie? Because do you guys
Mean
remember
Rosie.
when Rosie was mean?
Yeah.
She
It
got
was
that
hilarious.
super short, intense haircut, and she was just mean.
Yeah, and then she went really mean, and then. Oh wow.
Remember her yelling at Elizabeth Hasselbeck on The View? That was pretty funny, though. I did enjoy that.
Yeah.
Just screaming at her. It was a lot.
All right, so time's up. Okay, so the main thing I was trying to figure out is how I was going to cast the two characters. I think Oprah is going to be Oprah is going to be the vet of the two. She's going to be she's worked there for quite a while. She's very caring. She works very hard with the community. She's kind of the person they put out there to pardon me, work with the kids and everything like that. So, she's kind of like the public face of the police department. So, Little Caesar. Little Caesar is this grizzled old guy. He's basically, he's been working in the bowels of the police department forever. Maybe he's like the guy who does the lockup for like evidence or whatever. And for
I'm
whatever
picturing
reason,
him being played by Danny DeVito, by the way.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. And so, he's very like by the book, and he's just like, he doesn't care about, whatever else is going on. He's just like, no, we're going to just be minimalist about this, and we do exactly what it says or whatever. And of course, she gets caring about this. And the serial killer that they're fighting, I'm thinking is straight up like Seven style, like these really fucking gruesome out there murders.
Oh, but it's based on pizza.
Okay, that's interesting.
Ooh.
All right,
Well,
so let's
Little
go.
Caesars, right?
True.
Yeah. Obviously.
All right,
Is it
so what is he
comedy?
doing? Is he like is he slicing up these people or?
Well, no, they
He's
get
making them
different
deep
parts on
dish.
different parts on different pizzas.
Oh shit! So like
Saw
literally
with pizza.
people are literally like, okay, so here's the deal. So what if like people are ordering this pizza and then when they get it and they fucking open it up and there's like body parts on there.
Ew.
And so they're like,
Yes.
they have to find out. Number one, they've got to track down, is it the same person that he's cutting up? Is it multiple people? They've got to find out, who this fucking delivery guy is because it's coming from all the different brands. That's not bad. That's a pretty good idea, actually.
I
So
like it.
This is like a comedy, or
Well, it's gonna be. I mean, okay, so I'm thinking it's gonna be in the style of like Lethal Weapon 1, the first one. Where it's got some funny moments in it, but it's pretty rough around the edges.
Yeah. So you could kind of do almost a crossover of like Lethal Weapon and like Spaceballs, where it's almost
Yes.
a parody of Seven.
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
okay.
You'd have to, because otherwise, like, the pizza thing is, like, too far.
Yeah.
That's a hard sell. That is a hard sell.
It's the same thing. I'm telling you, it's the same thing as Willy Wonka. The only reason they could make that movie is because it was like, but it's a kids movie.
Wouldn't that be fun to see?
Everything's colorful.
Wouldn't that be fun to see a Willy Wonka, but it was done like Saw, like
Yes. I would see that.
All right. Does anyone want to volunteer to go next?
I'll do it next. I don't
All
know
right,
what I'm
Cyrus.
doing. All right.
Your first person in your buddy cop movie is Ronald McDonald.
Okay.
All right. Ronald McDonald is pairing up with Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh
Oh
no.
my God! You've got the dream team,
That's the greatest.
and they are going to be fighting against weapons, weapons smuggling into the country.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh my
All right.
God, Ronald
Rosie's
and
already
Rosie
trying to do
across
that.
the border.
Yep. And 60 seconds and go.
I'm excited about this.
I am too. I'm like, number one, I forgot to apologize at the top of the show that I'm coughing. I cannot seem to get rid of this cough. I will do my best not to make it interfere with the show, but just saying so.
But to those of you listening at home, please note the way that Eugene takes a huge inhale in.
Really?
He
You're
coughs.
gonna bring that up? So yeah, my wife brings this up, and now I can't not do it. But yes, whenever I go to cough or something like that, I have to inhale first. You're trying to get here.
You have to do it right now, don't you?
That's so mean.
I was trying to mute it. I'll be honest. Choosing a pina colada to drink as I'm doing this was probably not the best
Why would you
choice
do that?
because it's a little thick, so
That's what she
it is
said.
what it is. That's what she said. All right, Cyrus, what do you have for us for this Ronald McDonald and Rosie O'Donnell weapon fighting buddy comedy movie?
All right. So basically, it starts out like this. Ronald McDonald's been retired for a couple of years.
Okay.
And he's pretty much living in a Winnebago. And he
Oh my God.
He smokes like crazy. He's like a chain smoker. And to make money,
Balding?
well, no, he's got his hair. Come on,
Oh.
we're not going to be insulting the guy here, but so like to make money, he runs an ice cream stand, and he's helping the kids out and everything like that. Well, out of nowhere, the kids start dying in the neighborhood. And there's like all these gun battles at the school and like just dead kids all over the place, and everybody's freaking out about it and stuff. So he starts doing like his own investigation because he knows a lot of these kids because he sells ice cream to them and stuff. Well, his ex-wife is still on the force, and that's Rosie O'Donnell. And
Oh my God.
Oh, yes.
she finds out he's doing his investigation, and so she like pulls him over in his Winnebago and like pulls him out and starts harassing him and chewing his ass out, telling him he can't be doing all this kind of stuff and everything. And he's like, "You're not getting the job done. I've got to do something. These kids are out here dying, and I'm all about the kids." And she's like, "If you were all about the kids, you never would have left." And it went on and on and on. So anyway, they end up working together, and he joins the force back again. Turns out there's this smuggling ring going on where they're hiding the weapons inside of Happy Meals, and he knows a lot about Happy Meals. Obviously, he's got some pull with the McDonald's because years and years ago, before he was a cop, his dad was the Ronald McDonald clown that everybody saw on TV, but his dad got screwed out of the business, so he's doing an investigation, and he runs into, sure enough, the guy who screwed his dad out of the business, who ends up being the guy behind the whole weapon smuggling rings, trying to make all this extra money. So anyway, there's like this big chase scene, and they, like they chase him all over the city, and there's all this, crazy stuff going on. He's throwing like Happy Meals out the car, and Ronald McDonald's like, snatching them out of the air to protect the kids, and all this kind of stuff's happening. And they end up crashing their cars into this baseball park, and they're running to the baseball park trying to catch this guy, and they lose him in the crowd, and they're like, "We got to do something to find him," and she's like, "I know, I'll get everybody's attention. You go find him." She grabs the mic and starts singing the national anthem, and everybody's like freaking out, and that's when he finally sees the guy because he pokes his head out, and Ronald McDonald tackles him, and they fall in the middle of the baseball field, and finally busts the guy. And then, of course, at the end of the movie, he has a smoke, and Rosie snatches it out of his mouth and is like, you said you would quit those years ago, and he says, "I quit a lot of things years ago." And then they kiss, and it's the end of the movie.
And scene.
Can it be called Tears of a Clown?
Yes!
Yeah, sure.
You made
Oh
that
my
one
God.
pretty quick, and that one turned out pretty good, actually.
That was awesome. I love the idea of Rosie O'Donnell as like his kind of
Ex-wife.
cold ex-wife who he has to join forces with again. I love it. I'm here for it.
You need a cameo, especially because it's like a crime one. You need a cameo of the Hamburglar somewhere in the background.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Like
yes.
being-
That would be awesome.
He has
at
to
the
go
end,
to Hamburglar
at the
for
end-
information.
no. At the end of the credits, the Hamburglar, you've seen like references to him throughout the whole movie. At the end of the credits, he's in the jail cell. He turns around, it's freaking Tom Arnold.
Nice.
He's all fiending. Hey, anybody got any hamburgers? You know.
I thought for sure you were gonna say the stinger at the end of the movie is the Hamburglar like getting away and he like fucking goes like total Kaiser Sose and he's like he's actually the real kingpin or whatever and they haven't pinned it on him or whatever. So
Well, you could do that too. We could work all this in. You got to have a sequel.
yeah, I'm just thinking there's got to be this major standoff scene or whatever where he's got like all these Happy Meals and like he's threatening to like just release them somehow or another, like all these kids just fucking get a hold of these and are all like just pulling out all these gats or whatever and just like blasting each other away out of school or some shit like that. That would be ridiculous.
His last words: "Rabble, rabble."
Oh my God.
Credits.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
Donald. Okay, that was. Yeah, there's not really a lot to add on to that one. Like you pretty much kind
That's
of nailed
pretty
that one
fleshed
too.
out, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Ray.
I'm a
or,
professional writer. What do you
Yeah, I
want?
was gonna say that's where that whole thing kind of comes in there. I can tell you were like,
Cheater.
yeah. Ray or Laney, which one do you want to go next?
I can go.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Laney.
Okay. I'm
Your
scared.
first person is. Don't be scared. Your first person is.
Don't
the
fuck
king.
Oh, the Burger King King?
You have the king from Burger King.
Okay.
So you can do whatever you need to do with him.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hold on, I'm about to die. Where'd it go?
That's why they call him the king. I can see it. You got to work that in.
And
Oh my God.
he is teamed up with Ricky Lake.
Yes. I'm
So,
already excited.
The king and Ricky Lake are going to be fighting. You've already done that one. So human trafficking.
Yes. Okay, I'm ready. okay.
Can you work Wilson Phillips into this somehow?
Ricky
Yes.
Lake wasn't in Wilson Phillips.
She wasn't.
No.
You sure?
Yes. She
Yes,
just
we're
looked
sure.
like she was.
Who was in Wilson Phillips? Are you sure she was?
Anybody with a last name Wilson or Phillips?
Yeah, it wasn't Lake and Phillips. Anyway, all right. So your 60 seconds and go.
Okay.
All right. So So you're definitely gonna make it down for Geek Fest this coming weekend, right, Cyrus?
Yeah, Carney Wilson. That's who it was.
That's who
Yes.
you're thinking. Yes.
They do look alike.
Quiet, Laney. You're supposed to be working.
I'm thinking.
So, but yeah. So yeah, that's who you were thinking. So.
I knew it was somebody that does that stuff.
Well, I'm not a music person, so I really couldn't help you out with that. I know very few things, and that was one of the few things that I knew.
Hey, maybe you could, if we ever see her at one of those events, we get a book signed or something, album signed or whatever.
Yeah, there you go. I'd be like, who are you again?
Yeah, you did something. You did something. Don't tell me you did something.
Oh, God.
You're not a nobody.
Wait, you're not Ernie Klein? Damn it. Everyone would go up
I
to him
really
like,
love your
Ernie
book.
Klein? Are you Ernie Klein?
Like, well, I can still. You're like, I guess.
Listen, there's only 500,000 people in Austin. I will find him eventually.
Eugene just starts going door to door.
Yep,
Oh,
door to
you know
door.
what? Even better. Eugene creates an app, and it's Ready Player One or Go.
He's just bouncing from person to person like a ping pong ball. Are you Ernie Klein? Are you Ernie Klein? Are you Ernie Klein? Are you Ernie Klein?
All right, and time. All right, Laney, what you got for us?
Okay. Hold on. Let me flesh out this one thing.
That's what she said.
Stop it. Okay. All right. So, the Burger King, as it were.
Okay.
I want him to keep that mask on the whole time.
Ooh.
I want him.
Absolutely.
I want his mouth never moves.
Does he talk?
Yes.
Oh, damn it. I was hoping you were going to say he was mute for some reason. I don't know why I was thinking that. All right,
I
go on.
was thinking about that, but then the more I fleshed it out, I was like, no, he's gonna have to talk at some points. But he is extremely quiet. But he's very solemn. But he keeps that big dumb smile on his face all the time.
Okay.
So, the king, he's an old school cop. He's been on the force for a really long time. You know, he's seen a lot of shit in his day, hence his solemn attitude. But he has a mask, so he can't change his face. So Ricky Lake joins the force, and the king's getting ready to retire. He's reaching the end of his police career. In fact, he should have retired years ago, but he just can't give up the force.
That old chestnut. Yep.
That old chestnut. So Ricky Lake, she's kind of a late in life cop. She used to be like a real estate agent or something for a long time, and just kind of decided she wanted to do something different. So she applied for the police academy, got in, went through all of her training, passed the test. Now she's on the force. So Ricky Lake is really like upbeat and bubbly and nice and fun and everything, but she's very green, obviously. So they end up pairing them together because they figure, who better to show her the ropes than the king? He's the best we got.
Right, gotcha.
Right, so, you know, they're out on a beat one day, just kind of patrolling the mean streets. I don't know why I have them set in Detroit, but I do. I can't explain that. It's just happening.
Okay.
So they're out on like the mean streets of Detroit, just, you know, checking everything out. She's seeing stuff that she's never seen, and it's all a lot. Well, they see a guy take a woman's purse, and they start to chase him down the street. You know, they chase him back through different like alleyways and everything, and then they come to a dead end. Well, they've got the guy, and they catch the guy, they get the purse, they give it back to the lady, and they're talking in the alley, and then they hear something, and so they're kind of looking around, and they notice it's coming from the dumpster. So they pop open the dumpster, and there's a girl that's, you know, almost dead, just, you know, beaten to within like an inch of her life, and battered and bruised, and this, that, and the other. And so they scoop her up, and they take her back to the station, and they find out that she is a victim of human trafficking, and she's been, you know, mistreated, and this, that, and the other, and dropped off in this dumpster, basically left for dead. So she kind of starts to tell them, you know, a little bit about herself and everything, and, you know, she's obviously a very, very troubled youth, and Ricky Lake, because she's Ricky Lake, obviously is trying to, you know, mentor her and everything. So, but the king's not convinced. He feels like there's definitely more where this is coming from. So they kind of start to follow this trail, much to the dismay of their chief, obviously. And it leads them down. This is the part that I had a really hard time with, if you can't tell. So if anybody wants to jump in, feel free. But I figured they're trying to like find out more and more about all of this. Like they run into maybe some people from talk shows past, like Jenny Jones. Maybe she, you know, helps, you know, get the girls brought over from foreign countries. Maybe they run into, I'm trying to think of another one, Sally Jesse Raphael. Maybe she knows a little something, but is kind of reluctant to talk. So they follow this whole thing. They find a bunch of other girls, some dead, some not. And eventually, basically where I want it to end up is I want Ronald McDonald to be the kingpin.
You know who would be a really cool
What?
kingpin, Ronald McDonald?
Yes.
Is Terry Crews.
Oh, Lord.
God.
I was going to say, so you're pulling these kids in, and there's different kids. Like, there's a little blonde girl, and there's the geeky kid, and then there's a kid in a wheelchair, and then, you know, there's the token black kid. And does anyone know where I'm going with this?
Yes.
And they form the Burger King's Kids Club, and, like, maybe, like, they help them take them down or whatever.
I like that.
Sorry, I just had to throw that out there, so...
I thought you were gonna start saying and a little girl with red pigtails.
Oh no! Okay, so I have a couple quick questions. So, like, is it weird? Like, is it weird to everybody that he's wearing the mask, or is it just like that's
No,
just like,
I want it to be like everybody totally accepts it.
Okay, so kind of like, a movie like, I don't know, like fucking what's the movie with the talking teddy bear where it's like not
Ted?
Oh
Ted,
yeah.
It's just like, okay, well, he's a talking, like, it's not weird, it's not out there, that's just something that happens.
It
So
just
okay.
is.
All right, so
I don't know why. I
wondering.
just feel like that would be better.
Oh no, it would be better. I think that would be hilarious.
I don't want his mouth to move. Nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Nope.
What if he's not funny though? What if he's just like super serious?
Yeah,
Like,
that's exactly how I want it to be. I don't want him to be funny. He's the straight man. I want Ricky Lake to be making all the dumb jokes and like all smiley and adorable, and the king is just like not having it. Totally monotone.
He's like drinking all the time.
Yeah, he's like super gruff. He's constantly like smoking, and like whenever he comes home, he takes off his crown and like.
But not the mask. It's still the mask. It's
No,
still the
still the
giant fucking mask on while he's sleeping.
Yeah, like pours himself like a scotch and like sits down and like rubs his temples.
Like gets home, there's a Dear John note, I took the kids, I can't take it anymore or whatever. He wads it up, throws it in the trash, busts a bottle over a fucking fridge or something.
And it's just that smiling face.
Yes.
He should have a
so
wall.
haunting.
He should have a wall with like, the detectives where they always have like a wall of all these people of where he's trying to find, and like they're different mascots of the different franchises, and he's trying to link them to one person.
Like Grimace and oh my god, I love this. I love this.
He's drunk, and he's like doing Russian roulette.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, it gets like real dark after a while. Like
she comes in, tries to stop him.
yeah, like they have like a big argument because like he feels like they're never gonna like be able to break the case and it's getting really dangerous and he's too old for this shit.
What's so funny is the only way you'll know all this stuff about what he's thinking and everything is the other person is saying it. Like he'll be just sitting there like fake sobbing, because he's just wearing a mask, and they'll be like, I know you're having this hard time because we're not solving this case, and like explaining his feelings, and he's just.
That's what I'm saying. It would be better if he doesn't talk.
I think you're right. I think we should mix all the talking.
Yeah, and then
that should be like half of his like shtick. It's like, yeah, he's a tough cookie, but he knows
like
what
he
he's
literally
doing.
walks up to interrogate someone, like knocks on the door, they open the door, they're like, "Hello," and it's just
He
it
says
cuts to him,
nothing.
and it cuts back. I'm not fucking talking to you. It cuts back. I don't care what the fuck you say. You're not coming. That type of shit.
Oh my god, yes.
And he's just like hand gestures and
exactly.
Just like sitting across the table,
like they are in the commercials. They're very slow and awkward. It's just like
cracking his knuckles like one at a time.
And that goofy smile.
Big dumb smile.
Sitting back in a chair and is like rolling a quarter over his knuckles very slowly.
I like that.
What'd be so funny is when he calls people on the phone. Like.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh my god.
I didn't know it was you, sir. Yes, of course.
Who was that? It's a king.
It's the king.
And that's literally what he's called. He's the king. He's not Gary King or what. It's just the king.
The king.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Unfortunately, Ricky Lake kind of got the short end of the stick on this. Like, no one's gonna fucking care she's in it. Like, everyone's gonna go be seeing the king. Like, this is the movie.
I just love the idea of like obnoxious Ricky Lake, like trying to like voice all of his feelings. That's awesome.
Yeah, like she's like pouring out her heart and soul, like expressing everything he's just sitting there nodding or shaking his head. And...
Big goofy smile.
I just want to see there's got to be at least one scene in the movie where they've got a perp in the back, and the perp says something, and both her and him are in the front seat, and they just turn around and look back at him. I have to see that in the movie.
Can you? I have one request.
Yes.
Can the Burger King have a switchblade?
Yes.
Sure, why not?
That he like
he
plays
threatens
with.
people with, like,
Yes. Oh
yeah,
my
like
God.
I just want to see him flick that switchblade, and people
That would
get
be
all
awesome.
On the blade is etched on there.
I just want to see him like sit down at his desk with like a cup of coffee, like take a sip, and then just like put his head in his hands.
And it's, like literally, he raises the cup to the plastic mask.
Yeah.
Nothing happens, but like the liquid literally goes down in the cup. Like it's yes.
Yes.
He's got a bucket he keeps, and he because he's drunk all the time, and he's like he like leans over to vomit into it. You see the bucket's got stuff in it, but you never actually see him vomit.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh my god.
Hey, can we title this one King Shit?
Yes.
Okay.
I just love the idea too of like them running into like old like food mascots. Like they could run into like the Lucky Charms leprechaun. He's like dealing heroin
And that's why they're on the wall, because each
Yeah.
of them has like some part in it. It's
I want Ricky Lake to run into Jenny Jones, and she's like running like a bordello in like downtown Detroit.
Joe. I actually think the villain should be the Colonel, though. Like
That's genius.
I
like that.
And it should be Norm Macdonald's Colonel.
It should be Norm Macdonald. There's something sinister about Norm Macdonald's Colonel.
A little bit. Yep.
I'm here for it, but it's a little.
It's
I
a
love
little
that.
odd.
That's
And
pretty
he's just totally insane, and like he deals with all this like seedy, gross stuff. But that suit is
It's like-
bright white.
The whole
Yeah.
thing is like you only think that's chicken you're eating. He's got like a
Oh
whole.
god.
It's like. Don't
Yeah,
ever
that's his
try-
warehouse. It's like chickens and like girls in cages.
It's like you ever seen the movie Hannibal or read the book Hannibal?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
He's like, you don't ever trust a southerner with a chicken farm.
God.
It's like Snatch with the pig farmers. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yes.
All right, Ray. Let's see
All
what
right.
you got here. So you're first person. You're down to 3. You have Jack from Jack in the Box.
Oh no.
Are you kidding me? That's awesome.
That's a great one.
That's a
We
great
don't
one,
have
actually.
Jack in the Box.
Because
up here.
it's already established that he talks.
Well, he can't have Jack then if he doesn't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
we
guys
don't-
don't have Jack in the
We
Box.
don't have Jack in the Box up here.
All right, then we'll let you skip and go down. Your person is Wendy then.
Okay.
So you have Wendy.
Okay.
And she is teaming up with Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Springer.
Not Jerry Jones. Jerry Springer.
Yeah, those are two very people.
Jerry
God.
Jones. That would be really interesting. And they're fighting crooked cops.
Alrighty.
So Wendy
Jerry Springer.
and Jerry Springer are
Is Jerry
fighting.
Springer a thing in Canada?
Oh yeah, we're well aware of Jerry Springer.
Okay, I was just
Okay.
curious. I didn't know if that was trash that was specifically for us.
Yeah. All right. And your 60 seconds and go.
Have you guys seen the commercial with Jack now where it's like, I went and became a bartender. It's just
Yes.
him. Those are so
Yes.
stupid.
I normally I enjoy the Jack in the Box commercials, but that one's a bit much.
Just ridiculous.
I haven't watched TV in a long time.
The only reason I saw it is because Christy had the Olympics on tonight, and I was like, and I saw that just during that. So, but because Olympics, whatever.
If my shows are out of season, I don't watch any TV. I don't watch it at all.
He
I
doesn't
watch-
even have a TV.
I watch YouTube. I watch all kinds of YouTube videos.
I watch a lot of YouTube. I finally started back on some of the YouTube that I fell behind on. It was nice. They've been
Yeah,
up to some
actually-
stuff.
I want to do a show where we talk about some of our favorite online shows that we watch, whether it be podcasts or YouTube shows or something like that. So, spread a little love. So, all right, Ray, your 60 seconds is up.
Dear
That was
God,
a
that was
quick
fast.
minute.
That was very quick.
Yeah.
Is that a Canadian minute?
Yeah.
Canadian minute.
It was that damn metric.
That metric system.
All right, what do you have
Every
for us? If you don't have
time.
a lot of it fleshed out, dude, don't worry about it. We're here to fill you in.
All right, so
That's what you gotta stop with the that's what he said.
No, I don't.
Stigmatized.
I was gonna go with Wendy being a new cop, but I think she's, you know what, we're just going to dismiss her. She looks young, and she's been on there for a while. She's been around the block. She knows what's going on.
So she's the vet.
She's the vet. Springer's been brought in to be a new interrogator. And
something about his calm demeanor.
Yeah, you know, everybody seems to confess to him for some reason, and nobody knows why. So they actually, he was Jerry Springer from the TV show, and they're bringing him in to be an investigator, and so they give him to Wendy, and Wendy's like, what the hell? Why are you doing this to me? I've been on the force long enough. I don't need this old prick to tell me shit. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. And so Springer, he's trying to convince her of his talent, and for some reason, you know, anybody walks up to him, just spits out all their dirty laundry all over him, and nobody can figure out why. So they brought him in, and it shows up shortly that they brought him in because they suspect some crooked cops, and they're trying to get those crooked cops to talk to Springer, but everybody's avoiding Springer like the plague. So Wendy has to kind of help out, so she gets, you know, Wendy's burgers and stuff like that to like a giveaway, but it's all a scheme to get the cops coming in, and she teams up with like a popular donut shop down there.
Dunkin' Donuts?
Sure, we'll go with Dunkin' Donuts. So Wendy's and Dunkin's teams up, and they've got Dunkin' Donuts everywhere, and there's this cop convention, and Springer shows up and he starts talking, and people are just yelling out at him all these dirty secrets of their own stuff, and yeah, that's kind of where I got to.
Is there a stripper pole there? Because that also happens on Jerry Springer.
Well, that has to. That's on the stage, right? Like it's.
Does Steve Wilkos show up?
He's the bodyguard.
Oh, good. I know a lot about Jerry Springer, guys.
Sounds like it.
I know. I'm not proud of it.
Well, you know, we all have our dark sides. Okay, so are we? See, whenever I originally envisioned whoever's going to get crooked cops, I just see this shootout at the end of the movie, like between, like, you know, what few good cops that they can find still versus like all the dirty cops or whatever, and I just see it like in this grand shootout, like in like something like in Hot Fuzz. That's kind of what I pictured.
Yeah. That would work.
So
that could be at like the convention. That'd be like the final blowout where you've got all the good guys on one side and all the bad guys are, and they're just yelling at each other, and you know, and Steve's trying to like throw bodies here, there, and everywhere, and it's just utter chaos, and people are swearing, and you know, it's just utter chaos like the show is.
Exactly.
Ballroom Blitz plays in the background.
See, I really like this idea of Wendy being this just super foul mouthed, just like.
Oh yeah, no, she's like.
You know what would be cool though?
What's that?
She's like that through the whole movie, but then there's this one scene where they go visit her father's grave, and there's like all these flashbacks to Dave when he did the commercials and stuff.
Oh, too soon.
Yeah, and she like breaks down, and you know, and it's like a whole like you know, dramatic thing, and you know, whatever. Like the guy. But instead of Dave just having a heart attack or whatever, it was that dude, you know, was responsible for her father's death.
Wow.
There you go.
That's why she's been
subterfuge. I love it.
One thing I didn't say was the after credits, because you have to have an after credits scene.
Okay.
Obviously.
The after credits is Jerry's final thoughts.
Oh
Yes.
God, yes,
Oh,
that
my
actually fits.
Oh my god.
Oh! You know what would be an awesome scene at the end of the movie? He blows away the bad guy with like a 357, and he's like, "Take care of yourself and each other."
Yeah. I am so here for it.
There you go. That's,
Anyone in particular you want to cast for the girl for Wendy's? I actually say the very chipper, upbeat chick they got in the commercials now. Like seeing her, like.
Oh yeah, but like straight
Hilarious.
up bullshit. Like she won't take shit from anybody.
Exactly. Yeah.
She's throwing people, like she'll throw cops out of the way, like and like they'll question her something. Hey, how's your day going? And she'll slam them on the desk and break their nose. And
Yeah.
Kind of like, do y'all watch New Girl? Like Winston's partner in New Girl?
No, I haven't seen it.
Don't watch it. Sorry.
Damn it.
New what? No, I'm
New girl.
just kidding.
Shut up.
Chris watches it once in a while.
I'm
I
just saying, I know
watched it
Chris
more.
watches it, so I thought maybe.
Yeah.
What if you got like Ronda Rousey or something? You know, like
Ooh.
As Wendy?
yeah.
Wow.
I like that.
But she's
like
gotta have the
that.
pigtails.
Oh hell yeah, she's got to have the pigtails.
Dude, that'd be
And the
awesome.
hidden mom in her collar. But she has like a neck tattoo instead.
Yeah.
Dude, yes. And like gold, like a grill, like gold teeth.
Well, I don't think that would be regulation. I don't think she could wear that.
But she doesn't give a fuck.
No, it's
That's
not.
true.
It's not. It doesn't come out. It's like those are her teeth.
Oh, like when Missy Elliott had like the Yep. I gotcha.
She's got a fucking suplex to someone.
Oh my god.
All right. We've got two more. Do we just want to try to throw them together real quick?
Sure.
All right. The first one I said basically would be this, so we're gonna go with Colonel Sanders is teamed up with Ellen DeGeneres,
No, no. Okay.
and they're fighting. Let's see here. Oh, that's what it was. It would have been a presidential assassination.
Oh my.
So
All right.
Colonel Sanders and Ellen DeGeneres buddy cop movie trying to stop
Can I
presidential
say
assassination.
I really want Ellen DeGeneres to be like the straight man in this, and I don't know why.
Okay.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I was just thinking, like, you remember that movie 48 Hours? With,
Yes.
Serious. The whole
Okay.
time.
Well, what if the Colonel's like having a hard time with, accepting the gays and stuff, and like there's like the whole dynamic, how there was in 48 Hours between black white thing.
Yes.
It's like they get into fights, like fist fights and shit. like like they don't get along at all, and Colonel Sanders is like old school kind of, bigoted, and Ellen, you want Ellen to be the straight man. It's funny.
Oh my
Well,
god.
she actually plays an executive. I don't know if you remember. What's it called? Ed TV. She
Oh yeah.
plays it really straight in that, like not straight as in straight gay, but straight
Yeah.
as in she doesn't really try and pull any jokes, but it's funny. I don't know, just
Yeah,
Okay,
no, she's got a dry wit.
she does.
That could work. The Colonel's like, chain smoking. There's always the smoke. I like the chain smoking Colonel, who's like seen better days, and everybody, he's a relic from an era, long past, and, yeah.
So sorry, what were they taking on? I missed what they were taking
They're
on.
trying to stop a presidential assassination. So the president's coming to town for something or another.
Yeah, and she's like, "Don't you have all these old connections you can help me with and all this kind of stuff?" And he's like, "Those people don't want to talk to." You actually get Nick Nolte to play the Colonel for this.
There you go.
But I feel like one of them should be undercover.
Colonel.
I find that man so terrifying.
Yeah, he's freaky.
Yeah, like he genuinely scares the crap out of me.
I do feel like one of them should be undercover though.
I'm like afraid he's gonna bite me with those teeth.
See, this is what I'm thinking. With him being so gruff and everything, I'm almost wanting to say like, not like she needs to be flamboyant, but like she needs to be like she is on her show, like super outgoing, like wants to dance. and
Comes
shit.
out dancing and stuff.
Totally gets under his fucking.
Oh my
nerve.
god, I want there to be a dance sequence.
Oh, there was.
What if instead of being like flamboyant and like out there, she's like OCD, like super OCD, like everything is like.
She could be both.
Oh,
She could be very like Leslie Knope about it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Who?
Leslie Knope?
From Parks and Rec.
Parks
you need
and
to watch
Rec?
it.
Oh,
Oh no.
Add it to your queue.
I've seen Parks and Rec. I just don't know the names. Shut up.
Okay. Anyway,
I told you I'm not one of the cool nerds.
I know. We all know. Sorry.
We forgive you.
I'm not one of the cool nerds. That would be tonight's episode title.
Not one of the cool nerds.
That actually might have to be a shirt. I kind of like that. Not one of the cool.
I'm not one of the cool nerds.
Oh, God.
I'm seriously writing that down. All right. So.
Oh, my God.
Sorry, when a good shirt comes along, you gotta take it.
What?
Yeah. Okay. Well, do we want to again jump onto the last one, which would be Jack in the Box and Maury Povich fighting drugs?
Yes.
Okay,
All right,
I really want Maury Povich to be like the guy that's running the lie detector.
Yeah.
Just saying, that's a lie.
He has to be the interrogator with the lie detector.
Yeah.
Yes, please. That would be so good.
But I don't know
Jack,
what.
how about like this? Like Jack, at the beginning of the movie, they talk about how Jack, his old partner, got killed in the shootout or whatever, and Jack has amnesia, and like he's remembering stuff as the movie goes, and that's what the real mystery is, trying to get him to remember everything that happened right before the movie started, to find out who's behind the crimes and stuff. And so that's what Maury Povich is really focused in on, is like trying to get all this information, and even gives him the lie detector or whatever, and there's like a scene where they're like yelling at each other, and Jack's like, all you're doing is yelling at me, trying to tell me who I am and what I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to remember. You're not my father.
Oh, my God.
And Maury's like, you're right. I'm not the father.
I'm not the father.
Yes, that needs to happen. That needs to be said.
I think throughout the movie, like there needs to be several like props, like everyone had like maybe he rides a motorcycle, so he's got this huge fucking helmet to go over his head or whatever. Just he needs different hats or whatever that are just like extremely large, and like I don't want to play it like we did with the King, where it's just normal. Like I want like people like it to stand out. Like maybe it doesn't stand out to anyone else except for Maury. Like he's just like, does no one fucking notice this helmet is like the size of a goddamn bathtub?
Like in the beginning when he's in the hospital, the doctors are literally taping his head, like
yes,
the cracks, and stuff like.
Putting
just
drywall paste on it.
Oh
like
my
it's
God.
just not like it's just normal, like that's what they would do,
I was gonna say, can we almost have like an inside view, and not of his face, but inside the mask? It looks like Iron Man's, where like all the different things pop up.
Oh my God! Like maybe it's robotic or something.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
I like
take.
that.
What if he's like that? We didn't even think about that.
He's super strong.
Hell yeah. Oh, I like where you're going with this. Good thought, Ray.
I think that'd be a good little switch.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe he's almost kind of like a RoboCop situation. He's not like he's not exactly at RoboCop, but like he does have amnesia from what happened to him previously. But yeah, he does have some cybernetic enhancements.
There's a scene where like the bad guys are gonna get away, so he picks up their car and like tips it over, and Maury Povich is like, Jesus Christ, and Jack has a line. He goes, "They don't call me Jack for nothing." Yeah.
I love it.
I do want this super serious, heartfelt, him like explaining his side of things, like just really letting his emotions go at some point, and the whole time the camera is trained on that, just like it's just a straight line across.
Can his face move like Spider-Man, where it just slightly moves?
Just slightly.
I don't know.
His
part of me wants,
mouth
part of me
goes
wants
up
to be
and
like in the
down, but you don't see it go up and down.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like I'll never see it. Like you don't like the expression doesn't change until it cuts away. So if it's this long drawn out thing, it's literally just the same static face the entire time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Maybe
Until they
there's
cut
a,
away. Okay.
maybe there's a scene where he has to like cry, and you put one of the fake tear things.
Exactly. Yes, like it almost looks like someone has drawn a tear on or some shit like that. Oh my God, that would be great.
But every time it pans away, there's more tears.
Exactly. Yes, and it comes back.
Oh my God.
Like maybe we straight do some of those fucking anime, like like how their faces look, like there's kind of the way that they draw tears or whatever. Extreme, like we pull some of those in. Yeah. So.
Oh man, there's like this scene where it's like, we're gonna have to hide. Jack, get in this box, and Jack's like, what? He's like, no, get in the box, and he's like, fuck you, man.
Exactly.
I'm not getting in the box.
Can't put me in there again. And that's when he starts remembering his past.
Exactly. He has a flashback.
He starts to have all the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Very good. I think this worked out all right. I'm glad you had a good pick
it.
for the sidekicks there, Ray.
Thanks. Yeah,
So-
we were talking about different ones, and that was the one that we liked the best for it. So.
I'm into it. I love it.
Well, we may come back and revisit this one again. This is a fun thing to do. It's just kind of nailing down the different parts and how they're all going to fit together. But we've got a lot of stuff going on the site and just other things. Everyone's got a lot of personal stuff going on right now. So this is one of those episodes that, we don't have to do any pre-planning. It's just kind of like show up, let's roll some dice, and have some fun. So hopefully y'all had a lot of fun with it too. With that being said, let's go ahead and move on into our picks and pans for the week. Would anyone like to go first?
I'll go.
All right, Lainey, what is your pick or pan for the week?
So this was going to be my pick last week, but obviously we didn't do a show last week, because duh. I kind of have two. So the newest season of BoJack Horseman came out on Netflix last week or a couple weeks ago, and I obviously sat down and finished all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so good.
I've heard nothing but good stuff about it.
Oh my God, it is. If you're not watching BoJack Horseman on Netflix, you need to. It is weirdly it's crazily well written. It's so well written. And I'm not really big into adult cartoons. That's not really my thing. I don't think Family Guy is funny. I don't watch American Dad. I hate Family Guy. I like The Simpsons, but I don't watch a lot of adult cartoons because a lot of times I'm like, okay, it gets really stupid really fast.
Right.
But this it's very there's dumb jokes, but then there's a lot of intellectual humor. It's just really funny, and it gets super deep. And you'll watch it and you're like, wow, it'll make you really start thinking. You're like, this is a fucking cartoon. That's a talking horse. But still, it's so good. But the latest season came out, and it was so crazily well done. In fact, it came to the last episode, and I didn't realize it was the last episode, and I just sat there for 5 minutes and didn't realize it was over.
Oh man.
And then was very upset. It's really good. So if you're not watching it, go binge watch all of it. It's amazing. And then my second pick is San Diego Comic-Con happened a couple weeks ago, obviously. I did have a friend that actually got to go, but I saw a picture on Twitter from it, and it was John Barrowman dressed as Squirrel Girl. And it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. I only ever want to see Captain Jack Harkness dressed like that from now on.
I saw that too, and you're right, that was hilarious.
It was perfection. It made me very happy. So yeah, that was just the greatest thing that's ever happened. I did. I was trying to get backstory on it. Couldn't find any backstory. He was just dressed as Squirrel Girl. So bless that man. I just love him to pieces. So, but yeah, those are my picks.
Would have been cool if Ernest Cline was out there.
Really? Really? If I don't end up putting that in the intro, no one's going to know what the fuck we were talking about, right? All right, I'll go ahead and jump in with my picker pan for the week. So, like I told you, finished proton packs. Told my wife no more projects until I'm taking a break for a little while. Of course, I've been thinking about some stuff, and I wanted to get through some television shows that I've been really far behind. And I just finished earlier today. I finished the first season of Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Wow. I really cannot wait to start Daredevil season 2. Kilgrave may be the scariest Marvel supervillain that we've seen in any universe thus far. Yes, there are more powerful supervillains. There are, but it's just his powers and what he does with them is just so. It's horrifying. Like some of the things that he's told these people to do is just horrifying.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I'm really glad that I started watching it when I did, but I told Eugene, I would have nights where I was watching it, I couldn't go to sleep. It was genuinely, really jarring and disturbing.
It was, the one guy talking about how, he pulled him over and told him to drive and then told him, his kid was being too loud, so he told him to put him out on the side of the road, and he did, and he just drove off. And it's just
that kind of stuff totally messes me up. It was a lot. It was a lot to watch.
It's crazy. Remember when he makes that offhand comment about he told those guys to go F themselves?
Yes, and he's like, "Can you imagine? Can you imagine?" And he's like, "What?" Yeah. So, but yeah, and then of course you start getting into the backstory, and I don't want to give anything away, and it's just it's just layer after layer, and then especially the last half of the season, it's not as straightforward as you kind of think it is. They start, seeding in these other things. So, even though I felt like it wrapped up really well, there's a lot of questions as to, where people are, what the hell this thing was, how that relates to other stuff. So, yeah, I can't wait and I think they've actually officially announced a second season to it. So, but
it's going to be a while. It got delayed, They said they won't. The second season of Jessica Jones is going to be 2 years.
Really?
Well, they're doing Luke Cage.
Yeah, I knew that.
And then they're doing that whatever that combo show is. I can't remember. Defenders or something.
I thought we were getting Iron Fist too before we got Defenders. Okay.
Yeah, and that too. Right.
Okay.
Well, that's too bad because that takes second place to this because it's important that they finish this up because I need to know.
But no, I can't wait to see the Luke Cage stuff. He was a phenomenal actor in that. I can't wait to see him get his own thing. So.
Yes.
So what is your pick or pan for the week?
My pick for the week would be the National Video Game Museum.
Oh my God! I watched your entire video. When we were having dinner tonight, Christy's grandmother pretty much ruined the Alamo and most historical places for Christy because whereas Christy likes to go through and look at stuff and, she reads a couple things here and there, that might interest her and then moves on, her grandmother reads every single thing. So, of course, going anywhere with her, to a historic place or whatever, takes days, if not just multiple hours. And I openly said, I'm like, yes, I finally found a museum that I think I would be like that, where I would want to read every single thing in there because it just looked so interesting.
It's really, honestly, I couldn't deal with it. It was too much. I was just, at a certain point, I knew I wouldn't be, I was sitting there, the whole reason I went was so I could take video and pictures. There's no way that I could go there and take video and pictures and really appreciate it. I would have had to have gone there and not done anything other than what you're talking about. Just go look, see, but you don't want to go by yourself.
Yeah.
What would be awesome is if you and I could go, because then we could be like, all right, let's do this in about 4 hours. And it's going to take a while to get through, but we can do it.
I agree.
And we would go to one station, look at shit, and talk about it. And read, obviously, but talk about it. And then go to the next station, look at stuff, read, talk about it. Go to the next station, kind of. and it was just too much shit, man. They had things I don't know how the fuck they got. I don't know how they got some of the stuff they had.
Yes, exactly. I was saying that, like, I was watching it and I was building Lego stuff with the boys, and I kept looking up and I'm like, how did they get their hands on that?
I don't know. There's so many prototype devices and original, like, the very first copy of a game ever still on the, like, crappy media, like you would, like signed by the original developers, they had just ridiculous stuff. Things that I've never seen, some things I've never heard of, some stuff I had no idea ever existed. And then shit just out for you to mess with. You can just sit there and play on these computers and these old game systems. They give you tokens for the arcade. You can go play arcade games. If you like video games, I mean, there's no better place that you could go. It's just amazing.
Yeah, when you were like, it's a National Video Game Museum in Frisco, Texas. I was like, okay, well, I wonder what this is going to be like. I honestly kind of thought it was going to be kind of a little bit of a rinky-dink type thing, and that is not the case. Like, that was flipping awesome.
Yeah, it's really well done. It's, like, amazingly well done. Like, they have stations set up to look like bedrooms from different eras.
That's what blew me away. Yes, like that one bedroom with the shag carpeting, and it had the freaking, like, original Atari up, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm like having flashbacks. It's great.
Yeah, they built these giant Super Nintendo controllers, and like they function, they work. Like you can go through these databases. They have so many. Like, I mean, I can't even express to you the level of intricacy, the detail these people put into this. Like, there's no way going through it once you can appreciate it. You got to go through it. I mean, we could, but we would, like I said, you would have to go and spend the time, Well,
I can't say it would be anytime soon, but like that may have to be I'm coming to visit you next summer or something like that, or maybe over spring break or something, and like that's going to be a thing we're going to do because that would be awesome.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, it's in Frisco too, so you gotta go through all these tolls and shit. I mean, it's a pain in the ass to get to. That's my pan for the week. Is the trip to the fucking museum. But it's really cool.
Very cool. Ray, what's your pick or pan for the week?
Okay, I'm going to start off by listing a bunch of movies here. This is from Rotten Tomatoes here, just to give you an idea. So, Terminator Genesis, Pan, Heist, Daddy's Home, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, London Has Fallen, and let me just pick another one here. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm talking about crap movies here.
Okay.
My pan is critics right now because there is no way that Suicide Squad is on the level of those movies.
Yeah,
Right
I keep
now.
hearing a lot of, like,
Yeah,
critics are all talking bad about it, but fans are like, no, it's really good, so I'm scared to go see it.
Right now, Angry Birds is listed at 43%. Suicide Squad is at 27%.
No, there's no
Like-
way it's that bad.
And it's not. It's
There's
not.
no
So
way.
my pick this week to try and get people to go out there and see it is Suicide Squad. Yes, the villain is not the best, but it is a good, fun movie. Just, it's an action movie, it's a comic book movie, and I think what it is the critics are sick of seeing comic book movies, and now they're just trying to, and, DC has not had the best of luck with it, but...
I think they think there's blood in the water and they're going after Warner Brothers. I think that's what they don't
I think
want.
you might be right.
They don't want this to succeed. They want them with the whole DC universe to fail.
Yeah, and it makes no sense to me because you know what? It wasn't that bad of a movie. I enjoyed it. I had one of my buddies actually say that he wasn't going to go to the movie with us because it was listed so bad. I said, you know what, I'm still going. I want to go see what it's actually about. I have higher hopes than what they're saying. And yeah, it was like Nicolas Cage's The Runner is almost on par. It's listed at 26%, and I've heard that's absolute shit movie. I'm just like there's Get Hard is higher listed. It's at 29%. And Get Hard was it was a funny movie, but it wasn't. It's not on par. Like it's not. You can't compare the two. So anyway,
Yeah, so I'm
that's
looking at it, and it's at 20%. It's at 26% for the critics. The audience score is at 73% though.
Yeah, see, something in the milk ain't clean. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Something in the milk ain't clean. There's your title. There's your title.
So that's why I just think maybe the critics are so sick of comic book movies right now. And, yes, Marvel's doing an amazing job, and yes, they're doing a great job with it right now, but DC did a really good job with Suicide Squad, in my opinion, and they did a good balance. The only problem that they had was the villain, and that's all I'm going to say about it. I don't want to ruin it for anybody.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, but we'll chat in a minute.
Yeah, I was kind of on the fence about going to see it. Like, I had even played around with the idea of asking Lainey if she wanted to go see it Friday night, but honestly, I was just really tired.
Yeah.
That's okay. I have to wait anyway, so.
Okay, so
it's worth it.
Okay, yeah,
I'm for sure gonna see it.
Then on your recommendation, I will definitely add it to my on my to-do list. So.
Just remember, it's fun.
Oh no, and that's what I'm taking it as. I'm just like, the older I get, the more I'm like, as long as I enjoyed it, whatever. Then. Do I expect this to fully tie in with the rest of the DCEU? Maybe not. Honestly, I don't care as long as it's a good movie.
They actually did it well. They did tie it in, and it worked. So.
Well, good deal.
Yep.
So. Alrighty then. That is our show for the week, ladies and gentlemen. If you would, please make sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find it at Epically Geeky. You can also, of course, go to the website and actually check out all of the reviews and stuff we have there. If you would, please go to wherever it is you listen to us, whether it be on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Music. Give us a 5-star rating. That really helps us get out there and get in front of other people so that they can discover the show as well. There's a place for you to leave a review. Don't worry about that. Just leave us a note. Just say how we're doing. Let us know. Is there anything you'd like to see us cover more? Is there a topic we've already done that you'd like to see us do again? That would actually be really helpful. Coming up this coming weekend, as you're listening to this, we will be at Geek Fest at CTC in Killeen, Texas on August 12th through the 14th. Pardon me. And actually, big news on this, it will be myself and Cyrus and Lainey and our friend Parker will actually be there as well. So come by and see us. And we're actually going to be recording the show live in front of an audience that night. So if you happen to be at Geek Fest, find out. I'm not quite sure exactly what room we're in. You'll be able to find it on the programs whenever you get to the door. But yeah, Saturday night at 9 o'clock, we will be recording the show live, and I'm hoping to have it so that we can have a little audience feedback. So if you happen to make it, you might end up on the show. So that would actually be really fun. Where can we find you on the internet, Cyrus Martin?
ErnestKlein.com.
Really? I'm tempted to not put that part in the intro.
So you sound like an idiot.
Well, that wouldn't be hard.
It's kind of like those people that make a comment or whatever and get a bunch of other people to kind of comment back on it and then either go back and edit or delete it and then everyone else sounds like an idiot.
I love that.
Well, speaking of looking like an idiot, look me up on YouTube. I'm sure you'll find some things that'll do that. I've got a channel called Video Game Virus where I do a lot of video game related stuff, including a really, not really long, but a pretty lengthy video of me going to the National Video Game Museum. So you can check that out and kind of get an idea of what I've been talking about as far as everything that they have out there. But yeah, just check me out on YouTube. Look for Cyrus Martin or look for Video Game Virus. So.
And will you be doing Game Rambling tomorrow?
Yep, Game Rambling. Well, see, yeah, I mean, tomorrow. I mean, this isn't a lot.
I know it comes out. Time travel's hard. Sundays at 5 o'clock though, right?
Typically, maybe we'll see about next weekend, but definitely this weekend. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Lainey, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at It's a Laney Bird, all one word.
Awesome. Ray, where can we find you online?
So you can find me on Instagram at Lake Life Artist, and then also on Facebook. Just search out Raymond Andrew, and I have an artist page there. So.
Very cool. I didn't know about the artist page. I'll have to go check that out.
Ho, 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 ho. Mr. Fancy.
I know. Right?
I must eat cheese and drink wine.
Do you sell Captain Monocle's eye polish, remover stuff on there? Do you
But I hope so.
That's super fancy.
Oh my.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Captain Wax.
Well, hello.
And as always, you can find my wacky adventures online at Optimus Gene on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. For everyone on the site, have a good night.